Welcome to the Activations with JJ Energy Update for the week of November 22nd, 2021. Hello, my friends. I'm so happy to have you join me this week as we are on the heels of the lunar eclipse, which I know was a very interesting energy for many of you. For me personally, it was definitely just a kind of a lull energy. I really felt it was a time to be introspective. I don't think I felt like I was super connected to anything outside of me. I felt like it was a time to really go within. And in fact, as I sat down to record this episode, I was so drawn within that I could not think of who to connect with for the energy update. I really struggled. I kept going through all these different interdimensionals to try to discern which one to connect with for this week, and nothing came. And it wasn't like, I don't think it was necessarily that it was a no for any of them. It was just like I was so drawn within that it was keeping me from being able to go outside of myself. And I think that was for a reason. My higher self has really been having me draw within and having me replenish from within. It is a time during this full moon and during the time of the lunar eclipse to manifest and also to purge and to cleanse anything that we need to cleanse. I've interacted with a lot of people who are going through that, and it's causing some kind of weird sensations in their body. So I just want you to know that you're not alone if you're feeling those things. If you remember, I did my Ascension Diaries series, which was several episodes, kind of about the physical experiences that we have as we are going through ascension. I think I'm going to go ahead and bring those back in the next couple of weeks because so many people are going through so many physical things right now. And I think it's kind of frustrating. It's not just physical things though, it's also emotional. I feel like a lot of people are releasing emotional things. In fact, I was listening to one of my favorite intuitive guides and psychics. Lee Harris is his name, and I've mentioned him a whole bunch of times on this podcast, but I try to limit who I listen to just because, one, I just don't have time and I don't want to put my energy to that right now. I'm putting my energy into doing this for you, for my soul family, and producing more content for you and channeling from, myself. But occasionally I do listen to other things, and he mentioned that his guide said that we were probably going to be in kind of a state, I don't want to call it a state of upheaval, but kind of a state of uncertainty, kind of like a little bit of a roller coaster going on until about 2022. And I believe it was kind of the end of 2022. But obviously we manifest our own realities, so you get to create what you want. If you want to go through a time period of upheaval, that's your choice. If you want to go through a time period where you feel like you're kind of in a cocoon, which I also know a lot of people are going through, that's also your choice. I think the biggest thing to remember is to connect with energies and connect with people either through sessions or listening to podcasts like this where you can be empowered. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I can say to you right now is make sure that no matter what you're going through, you feel empowered in what you're doing, whether or not it's hard or easy, that you are the one in control of what happens. We aren't at the mercy of astrology. We aren't at the mercy of our, astrological sign or at the mercy of the systems of the planet. We get to decide what we're going to create, even on an individual level. And we get to decide how we're going to participate in the collective to bring about this new earth and this new energy and this shift. So I'm really excited about the next couple of weeks. I have several different soul family gatherings coming up. I do those on Sundays. So I guess if you're in Australia or New Zealand, it might fall on a Monday. I do have my Spanish soul family gathering coming up the last Sunday in November 2021. And then each of the Sundays in December, I have a different soul family gathering. My focus has been to do the Arcturian Circles of 8. Those have been amazing. If you haven't been able to make it to one, make sure you check it out right now because those are almost all filled up for December already. So make sure you hop on and grab a spot if you haven't. I might open up another one just because those are really powerful. I also have my fairies and elementals gathering coming up in December. I just had one, and it was so incredible to invite in that energy of lightness. I think sometimes it's really heavy as we're going through this time of shift, and they invite us to just be so light, so free. Their energy is so healing and loving, and it's something everybody needs, whether or not you've ever felt connected to fairies or elementals or not. I do feel it's also very much a childlike energy. So heading into this next year, we have a fairies and elementals gathering coming up in December, and I actually want to do 2 so I can serve all time zones. So I'm going to do 2 of those, 2 of the Arcturian circles of 8, and 1 of the Spanish soul family gatherings focused on the divine feminine. You can look at the link here in the description of this video or in this podcast and sign up right from there. I would love to have you join with us. Finally, before I move into the energy update, I'm really excited. I don't have all the details right now, but there's something big coming at the end of December for the new year. I felt really drawn to do some special things, so be on the lookout for those. I haven't quite gotten all the details worked out, so I don't want to spill the beans yet, but it's going to be so amazing, and I hope that you can join me for those. So keep on the lookout for that. Moving into the energy update, I mentioned to you that I was struggling trying to figure out what energy to bring through for this update, and I kept going through different names of different interdimensionals, elementals, angels, and my higher self. I really just felt me kind of like, nope, that's not it. That's not it. Finally, I felt this last week that I was connected to Blue Avian energy through an image I saw on the internet. And I actually have connected to the Blue Avians through a one-on-one session. So in my one-on-one sessions, you can request specifically to connect to your star family. That's something I do all the time. I highly recommend you do that if you're feeling drawn and you kind of feel like you just want to take that next step and find out more about them and receive messages from them. You're welcome to book a session with me to help you guide you through that. But I did connect with somebody who was part of the Blue Avian race, or somehow that was their family. And so we ended up tapping into their energy, bringing through a message. And I think I'm kind of remembering back to the 1111 portal sessions that I did. And there was one particular session I did where it was kind of like a clicking and a tapping energy. And I do kind of a sound healing when I do my sessions. I have a drum, and so I have drumsticks for that. And I felt drawn to just like tap on those drumsticks. And that, I think, is similar to the energy of the Blue Avians. I feel like there's a clicking there, which obviously, there's some bird sounds that sound a lot like that, so it doesn't surprise me. Their energy when I do the light language definitely is different, and it's not really brought through a voice, but I'm really glad to give them a voice today because their light language is so unique and so different that it's nice to be able to have it come through in words. So I'm going to set the intention that we will connect with them. And if you remember, I did connect, it was a couple weeks ago, with a bird-like energy. There were birds in the background, and we had been guided towards using the birds and listening to the birds because they contain codes in what they say. So it's all kind of coming together for me. I'm only discovering that right now when I'm sitting down to do this. I'm like, oh, I remember that. So listen to this music. Let it bring you into the energy of the Blue Avians. We are an avian race, and we are so grateful to you for bringing us through at this time. We come in peace and in love, and we come to show you the path that is before you. And in reality, there are many paths before you, but we would like you to open your eyes, open your ears, open your clairvoyance to this path. For many of you have been moving with your heads down, have been solely focused on much of the systems and structures and energies that are currently on the planet. And we would like to encourage you to tap in to the future energy as you see it, an energy which already exists, because as you know, there is no such thing as time. we invite you to simply relax your bodies and to visualize in your mind's eye a bird-like creature, a bird-like image that will assist you in tapping into what we have to say a little bit better. We have been present for many eons on the planet through the actual birds of the planet, and in particular the birds from tropical regions. Those of you who live in tropical regions or who have visited tropical regions may recall the background noises, which it can be quite noisy, of the birds. And we want you to take your mind back to those times and to all of the sounds and codes which they were providing you, and possibly even go back into that time and just set the intention to receive those codes which were being offered to you. For again, these things can be retroactive. There is no such thing as time. We would like to offer you 3 messages, as we have been invited to do by JJ. The first is, we are here to connect with you and provide you with this sense of calm when you need it. One of the ways that you may be triggered or reminded to connect with us is when you see birds, which is most likely an everyday occurrence. As you see them, simply tap into our energy and you will receive downloads. Many of the times this will come through your crown chakra, and therefore we invite you, when you decide to tap into us and connect with us, to soften and open your crown chakra, even as you might at this very moment in time, to receive our message and the energy which we are transmitting in an unspoken form. Our second message is an activation. It will be done through a light language. Take a deep breath and integrate that message, which we know is somewhat foreign to you and may not seem calm by any means. But it is for your greatest and highest good, and it does contain codes to help you focus on the energy of the new earth. Our third message is to invite you through your mind to form a golden cord with the energy of the new earth, and allow the codes of that time and place to flow freely into your body, into your mind, and into your aura. You may feel that flow, the tingling in your body. You may visualize the numbers, shapes, or letters which come through with the codes in that golden channel. And you may also feel a sense of relief. For as you begin to connect to the new earth, the tumult of these times in which you find yourself right now will fade away. The more human beings which connect to the quote-unquote future energy of the new earth, the more quickly the earth will transition into that energy. Again, this is simply done through intention. There is no complicated ritual or channeling or connection you need to make. It has been provided for you in a very simple fashion. We stand at the gates of the future new earth, allowing that flow to be sent to you at this time and place, as we are sentinels and guards of the energy. We stand at the doors, ready and willing to assist you in any way that you would like to connect with any part of the new earth. To explain more fully, we invite you to connect with the art of the new earth, the economics of the new earth, the landscape and the nature of the new earth, the associations of the new earth, the buildings of the new earth, the people of the new earth, and even to your future self. Take another moment to maintain this connection. And remember what this feels like, for you have access to it at any moment in time. We close by sending our love through this same connection and remind you that we are always at your service, dear ones. And so it is. Farewell. I love it when I can bring through new energies, and I am so grateful to you, as you know, and as I always mention, for the fact that you have come here to co-create with me. And as I close, I will say the words that I mean from the bottom of my heart. The divine being that I am honors the divine being that you are. Namaste.